Before starting the day's adventure, two women walked into camp and asked for our help changing their tire. We got in our vehicles and headed out to help them. The rest of the group joined us just as we finished. After helping the two young ladies, we are back on the road. And who knows where we're going today. I think we're actually going to a town in Nevada today. This road surface doesn't put up as much dust as the other one. And we come around the corner and you can see the valley and the roads down below. Today is cloudy. And welcome to Crankshaft Junction.
Oh, well, yeah, that's what we were going to do. I just want to verify that no one's at.
The road to the right would take us back to Stovepipe Wells. As stated, there's a crankshaft. Pretty, very pretty. Again, different elevation. We've got different vegetation. Looks like we're going to be crossing a wash. And we'll see how we do. Second gear, low range.
Some of these rocks out here are just really pretty. We're looking at that orangish one that was to the left back there a little bit.
And welcome to Nevada. Looks just like every place else. Oriental Wash is where we're going through right now. And we are headed for Gold Point. Looks like there's a corral and a windmill. Welcome to Roosevelt Well. The water was probably used by the miners that worked the Eagle Pass mine, where gold, silver, lead, and other materials were extracted. We've gotten into an area that has really large boulders, just sort of stuck on the side of the road. Almost looks like an art project. There's some wild horses or wild burros off to the left, and they're running. Wild horses running through the sage. Cool. The wild horse looking at us, wondering what's going on. Who are those folks? I'm wondering if that horse was a 1 or 2 year old stallion that didn't have any mayors because he was all by himself. Looks like we're coming up to civilization. There's some buildings up ahead. So we're coming into Gold Point. Gold Point looks like an old mining community. We are in Gold Point, originally named Lime Point, then Horn Silver, and finally Gold Point. There are at least 15 mines in the area, including the Ohio Gold and Silver Mine in town. The town has gone through 5 boom and bust cycles as first silver, then gold was discovered and mined out. The former Nevada Senator Henry Wiley's home and the post office now serve as a museum.
Hey, Debbie, he said you could bring the dog in.
Right there is an old fire truck from the movie Cars. We are back on pavement and headed for Beatty, Nevada for fuel and any necessities that we need. We are on the way to Rhyolite, currently on Highway 95. Welcome to Rhyolite. The bottle house was built in 1907 by miner Tom Kelly from 50,000 beer and liquor bottles. Paramount Pictures restored the building in 1925. Founded in 1904, Rhyolite had electricity by 1907 and a population of around 5,000. It is said that one of the local mines could produce up to $10,000 a day in gold. The privately owned train station played host to 3 different train lines that brought passengers to Rhyolite and took the rich ore away. The 1907 financial panic was the beginning of the end for Rhyolite. The population dropped to less than 1,000 by 1909. The last resident left in 1924. Looking at the valley and the busted buildings. Okay, heading for Stovepipe Wells. Yeah, dust is blowing across the pavement. Okay, we're now coming back into Death Valley from the east side. We first came into it from the west side, and this is a whole lot greener coming down into the valley through these mountains. You get a glimpse of the valley below. We're coming around the corner here. Sort of reminds me of going to the ocean and saying, who's going to see the ocean first? Turning left here to Stovepipe Wells, and currently the elevation is 120 feet. Alright, so we're dropping down some more. Stovepipe Wells is 7 miles out, and we are at elevation 11 feet, 5 feet, 1 foot, 0, and my GPS is not registering negative elevations. Just goes to 0. Welcome to Stovepipe Wells Campground. Stovepipe Wells came into existence as a rest stop with food, drink, and lodgings on the road between Rhyolite and Skidoo. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday. We just left the Stovepipe Wells campground, which is actually just a parking lot, and we are headed for Chloride Cliffs, which is an old mine working. Just a beautiful place, and I'm trying to figure out why I'm enjoying it so much. Part of it has to do with the vistas and being able to see, great distances and the beautiful colors and all of that. It's totally different than, Western Oregon with all the fir trees. I'm also pretty sure that I've spent a couple lives down here in the south, in the desert, and, dealing with some past life recall as well. The first road through Death Valley was constructed to haul the ore from Chloride City 180 miles to the nearest town, San Bernardino, California. Food and supplies were carried by pack mules to the mine, and the ore was carried back. Discovered by A.J. Franklin in 1871, Chloride Cliff is the oldest mine on the east side of Death Valley. The story goes that Franklin picked up a rock to kill a rattlesnake, looked down and found rich-looking chloride of silver ore, estimated to yield between $200 and $1,000 a ton. Due to the difficulty of getting supplies in and the ore out, the mine closed in 1880. The mines were reopened in 1908 and shut down again in 1918. Okay, this is Chloride Cliffs. I'm looking down a mine shaft. All the mine shafts that we saw were blocked off with wire mesh to keep people out of them. There are about 15 mines in the vicinity with names like Big Bell, Frisco, Chloride, Roseland, Galena, and the Fairy Queen. This is what the miners were after, the quartz deposits. Quartz deposits held the gold. There is a beautiful view from Chloride Cliff down 5,000 feet into Death Valley below. Just make sure that you do not get blown away. It is really windy up here. I am inside a house that was cut into the rock here at Chloride Cliffs. We are now leaving Chloride Cliffs. We're heading for Titus Canyon. You can see this is a pretty bumpy road, lots of rock outcroppings. You can see Bruce and Frenchie in the lead. We found a rougher patch of road on this stretch to Titus Canyon. We are now on the Titus Canyon Road. You can see we've got a crosswind keeping the dust on the leading vehicles. Okay, so we're going downhill now. Working our way down into the canyon. And here comes another switchback. Or 2. Or 3. Yeah, this is fun. I have enough agoraphobia, fear of heights, just a touch of it, to make this drive interesting. It's interesting, the green layer. Wonder what kind of rock that is. Ooh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
You'll know, I've got those two little rental keys that one from Colorado
This is Leadfield. Leadfield was one of the original 1920 land swindles. It was billed as being reachable by steamboats plying the Amargosa River, which is dry most of the year. The town boomed in 1925 and went bust in 1927. This is an old miner's cabin. They dig them down into the earth, pack rock around them. That's what the inside looks like. Not very big. Okay, now we're heading down. Oh man, look at that rock formation. Heather is going to love that. Now we're coming up to some geology students here, hanging on the side of the road. Where are you from?
Ellensburg in Washington. Yeah.
Whoa, look how smooth that is. This is a very twisty canyon. I'm loving it. It also narrows in spots. Small butterfly down here in the canyon. And we are out of it. Through the gap and back into Death Valley proper. That was a great drive. I'll do that one again anytime. We are back on the main highway, headed for Stovepipe Wells in the campground. It's about 20 miles away. Today is Thursday, and we are headed out to the Charcoal Kilns and Lippincott Mine, a few other places along the way. Beautiful morning, supposed to be about 80 today in Death Valley. It was incredibly windy last night. We are now on the road to Wild Rose Canyon. We are in a desert, lowest spot in the continental U.S., and right next door is snow-capped mountains. Tight little canyon right here, long downhill. Ooh, nice little oasis. See, Wild Rose Camping is a quarter mile, Charcoal Kilns are 6 miles, and Trona is 40 miles. We are driving the last leg up to the Charcoal Kilns, and you can see we are now in forest. And there's the Charcoal Kilns. Completed in 1877, the 10 kilns took 2 weeks to convert the local pinyon pine trees into charcoal that was then shipped 30 miles across Panamint Valley to the smelters at the Modoc mines. The kilns are 25 foot tall and 30 foot in diameter at the base.
In Southern California, you've got
This is inside one of the charcoal kilns. So now I believe we're headed for the town site of Skidoo. One of those mountains over there, I believe it's the one on the left, is Mount Whitney. This is the dirt road back to the Skidoo town site. This is the view from the Skidoo mine site. 2 wandering prospectors discovered the Skidoo gold mines in 1906. By March 1907, the town had between 400 and 500 residents. The mine operated between 1906 and 1917. Got a little bit of wind, and it's a little cool. And these are the hammer mills. We move up and down with the water pressure and crush the rock into teeny tiny pieces. We're turning off the Immigrant Trail Road onto the Tucki Mine Road. Right now we're going across the wash while the rainwater comes roaring down. picked a really nice spot.
Yeah, I didn't expect you all.
Well, did you pack enough lunch?
Yeah, we're fine.
Good.
Where are
Okay.
you guys going, Dan?
Going to the Tucki Mine.
Oh, okay.
We're getting farther up the valley here, getting closer to the Tucki Mine. Here we are at the Tucki Mine site. The Tucki Mines were discovered in 1909, although no development occurred until 1927. The mines were active until December 1971. This is our vehicles in the cabin. And there's even a guest book.
Look at this. Look at this was us back in 15. I gotta take a picture of that. Charles and Sharon Watson.
People have left some supplies for people who need it. Well, after a stiff climb, I got up here to the Tucki Mine, one of the shafts. Here's a ladder. It goes down, 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 into a hole in the ground. And off in the distance, that little white triangle, sort of in the center of the screen, is Badwater Basin. I think we're going there tomorrow. We are now headed back to the campground at Stovepipe Wells. And some people are camping in this nice little spot we saw last time. We just passed the 1,000-foot elevation mark and headed down to Stovepipe Wells, which are those buildings off to the right in the middle of nowhere. And welcome to Stovepipe Wells. Let's not run into Miner. I'm going to go down and get some fuel so I don't have to do that later. You can click on the links below to watch the next video in this series or watch a different series. You can use PayPal to make a donation to help support the creation of more videos on this channel. The link is in the description below. We appreciate your comments and feedback. Thank you for watching.